By looking at me, you may not get the impression that I grew up playing a lot of video games and that nowadays I don't only play games like COD and Fortnite, until you look at my knee and realize that I have a Majora's Mask tattoo. That's there forever. While it might be true that nowadays I don't play video games as much as my younger self did, that doesn't take away from the fact that I loved them growing up. I was a Nintendo kid at heart, and I pretty much stuck to my DSi and my Wii until about middle school, but I also had a splash of Xbox in there just for the GTA and COD. As a kid, I always seemed to like JRPGs more just because those types of games seem to be the most fun, and I still kind of believe that to this day. I was also weird as a kid, and I kind of like the life simulator games too, you know, all that boring shit. You know those games where you do everything that you pretty much just do in real life? Like cook, farm, kill green explosive pigs. Today I want to talk about these games because I think they deserve some love, and not a lot of people out there really talk about them. So I'll start with Minecraft, which I guess isn't really a life simulator game as much as it is a survival game, but whatever. If you can live, craft, farm, then life simulation, baby! Obviously everybody knows about this game, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but Minecraft was just another creative addition to the games I was already playing at that time. Minecraft was the reason I got Xbox Live because I needed it to actually download the game, and before that, I guess my mom thought I was going to get groomed online by somebody, which despite all her efforts, I probably still got approached by some weird people on Wizard 101. Don't go back to someone's house if you don't know who they are in that game. But I was a little for a Wizard 101 membership. I needed to get to Marleybone. I wanted to talk to all those British dogs. But back to Minecraft. Your first Minecraft world is kind of majestic. I mean, you're just dropped in and you can do anything you want. There's no story. I remember back in the day when I used to have a world with my cousin, we made our own little house and then we had a giant glass sky base. It was like anything we wanted to do, we could do. The only limitation was our imaginations. You can farm, build, and basically do whatever you want. It's the simulation of early man, advancing technology as you grow and learn more. Plus some magic. Side note, I was terrified of Enderman for like the longest time. The fucking noises they made were just unbearable. Also, Endermen are kind of racist. They're black, tall, they steal your blocks, and they can't swim. Everyone seems to love this game now that New Horizons came out, and I think that's fucking awesome. I never thought I would see such a surge for a game like this when I was younger because, to my knowledge, the only two people who knew about it were me and my cousin. By the way, I wouldn't have played half the games that I played as a kid if it weren't for my cousin, so shout out to you, Trev. I love you. We played the shit out of Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. I got to be the mayor and run the town. I think what made this game so much fun for me was just all the customization. You can find and buy so many items that you can use to just decorate your house. And the game was extremely interactive. At any point, you can just get some mail from your mom or just have some weird conversation with any of the neighbors. You could fish and dig for fossil and change your town's flag. My town had to be the coolest, so you already know I had to find a way to make the town flag look dope, and the town tune had to be Saria's song. This was probably one of the first games where a character inside the game interacted with something that I did in real life other than just pressing the buttons. If you forget to save your game and you load it back up, you get to meet Mr. Rossetti. He's a furious fucking mole that gets mad that you didn't save your game, and he questions you as to why you didn't. He threatens to delete your town, but I don't think he ever actually does because then I don't think he would be held up as such a beloved character. It was cool to see that something I did in real life actually affected something in the game other than like seasons changing in Pokemon. And seasons changed in this game because life simulation, baby!
The Sims.
This one's obvious because sim is literally in the name, but life simulation, baby! This is probably one of those games that everybody has played at least once in their life. And if you play it normally, it probably reflects life pretty much as accurately as any game can. But The Sims offers up a huge amount of room for just crazy shit to happen. Like, you can make a pool, put everybody in the pool, and then take the ladder out so they can't get out of the pool. Or just not fixing things and letting them just cause fires in your home constantly. I feel like The Sims is just a perfect example of a game that you can get sucked into for hours. The amount of customization and paths in the game just allow for you to dive into it and really just put all you want into making this world of your own. You can do all the things you can do in real life, like you can get a job, and if you're lazy and you don't really want to go to your job, you can just stop going and then you'll get fired. Just like real life. There isn't really much I can say about this game that hasn't been said before, but I can assure you when I played the mobile game as a kid who didn't know what sex was and kind of thought it was just kissing under the blankets, I felt real naughty when I clicked that woohoo option. Harvest Moon is probably the most difficult out of all these games, just all the other games are kind of just chill and do whatever you want, but Harvest Moon has a clear story. Not going to talk about it at all today. Most Harvest Moon games, the majority is just farming and tending to your livestock. But this one's got fairies. No, not what the football team used to call me in high school after I quit playing. But these little guys that listen to the Harvest Goddess. At the start, you get a rundown old farm that you can tend to and build up, and it actually can become pretty profitable. That's kind of like the main goal of Harvest Moon, to harvest. Along with that, there's just a huge amount of player interaction with all the characters. You can befriend them and eventually even get to marry someone. You get to choose who you want to do that to. Even though some of the eligible bachelorettes seem to be a little bit young, but that's on the game creators. I'm staying far away from that. There's so many cutscenes in this game that really just add a lot of joy and life to the game. Keeps things lighthearted. It is a little weird that everybody in the town kind of relies on you, considering like you're the newest addition to the town. Maybe they can feel that little magic fairy energy even though they can't see them. The weirdest shit in this game is just the rubbing mechanic. You can rub other characters to make them like you more. I don't know what the game creators were doing with that. But despite that, Harvest Moon is just one of those games you can sink hours into, just tending to your crops and livestock and just trying to make your farm as good as it can be. It's really relaxing, actually. And also you can connect with the townspeople and make friends and get a girlfriend, because you can't do that in real life.